Hello and thank you very much for joining me on this video, and today I want to introduce you all to this, the VTECH Powerpad Pre Computer laptop. And this is actually a machine which I was given for Christmas. I believe it was in '94. I was given this, or maybe my birthday in '94. It was about 6 to 8 months before I was given an Amiga 500, and a good year and a half or so before my very first PC. And this machine really did light the passion for me for gaming and for computers. Before this machine, I had to play on my dad's computer and my sister's Amiga, and there was also the Spectrum as well before that. So this machine was one I could actually call my own. And of course it's not a fully fledged computer, it's an edutainment machine. But nevertheless, when you're 5 years old or so, 4 or 5 years old, to have this as a Christmas present, it's absolutely fantastic. I imagine that most of the stuff on here is now outdated. So I'm going to open this up. I mean, it's quite a bad case anyway, so it's not really a proper unboxing video. And go through the features of the machine, what it can do, and some of the games really, and go through some of my memories. So without further ado, let's get this box opened up. So we've got here the Powerpad course book. So this is just essentially the manual, but it also goes through some programs that you can type out in BASIC. This machine has a basic programming editor, and there's some example games in here that you can type out, but it's also got general uses as well. We have quite a lot of different neat activities, and just goes through the different built-in ones as well as ones that you can write yourself. So well, I can't recall if mine actually came with the course book. One thing which mine certainly didn't come with, or I didn't have afterwards, were additional cartridges like we've got here. So we've got famous things and places. It contains over 1,000 challenges and different questions on that one. And this one here is fancy trivia. And again, it says another quiz, over 1,000 questions on TV and movies, literature, comics and superheroes, etc. So we'll definitely take a look at those as well. And then, of course, here's the machine itself, which, I'll be honest, somewhat bulkier than I remember, which is odd because you would assume it would be the other way around. But yeah, not a small machine. And although that being said, laptops in a day, they weren't exactly small neither, so I guess maybe it all adds up in the end. You can run the machine on batteries, so it's 4 AA batteries or external power here as well. And so you've got room here for the additional cartridges. That's about it. There's no additional I/O. There's a little carry handle here, but other than that, there's not much on the outside to go on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this up and we'll go through some of the different activities. I won't go through all of them because there's quite a few, but maybe just a small selection, and to see as well if it all works, because I've not actually tested this yet. Okay, so there's the computer here now. I have briefly tested it and there are a few problems. So the machine works with these touch buttons here, which you can see just along the top, and some of them don't work, which is really annoying, mostly along the top row, and very inconveniently the off button. That's something which I might be able to fix, and there's probably a connection broken somewhere, which I'll get around to looking at some point. So I'm going to switch this on. I don't know how clear the screen's going to be for yourselves on the camera, nor how clear the audio is going to be. There's no audio out for me to capture directly from the machine, but see how we get on. I'm not sure which contrast it's going to be better. That's going to be the best. So my apologies if you can't really see clearly. I'm using the shadow of my head so you can hopefully see the screen a little bit better. So it boots up to this screen. So it says, "Hi, please select an activity." So we've got things such as calculator, so some basic utilities. So if we was to do 9, Okay, I'm not too sure. Oh, I see. There's on a keyboard is where you get to your symbols. So there we go. So just a basic calculator. Yeah, it's really annoying that sort of like the minus and subtract and divide symbols are actually on the keys rather than where you'd expect them to be. But I suppose that would make sense as there's no numpad. So that's the basic calculator. There's also a spell checker. So let's misspell a word. That's what it gives us back. This is where it turns out misspelled is actually a word. I'm not too sure exactly what the performance is of the machine in terms of what processor it's got on there. I would imagine it's not going to be anything amazing, probably something like a Motorola 8080 or similar. Okay, so it's giving us a list to go through. It's quite interesting, instead of giving us what it thinks is the most likely, just a list of very similar words. I don't know how useful this would be, but I'm sure when your child has homework, I guess that there's probably various use cases for the spell checker. So we'll move on. I won't go through every single game and function on here because it would take too long to get through them all. So this is the basic editor. Now I don't actually know basic at all. Find the characters I'm looking for. I have a feeling that this is not correct, but let's see how it handles an incorrect program. Yes, that's just kind of a syntax error. Well, let me just try. Look. Okay, there we go. But it's good to introduce kids to different ways that they can make their own little games. And they have to remember, of course, this was 93, 94, so it's about as good as it's going to get on a toy computer. So let's move on to a different one. So this is under trivia. This is a what am I game. Let's find the answers to the clues. So it's just flashing. So ringing device. Okay, so this is like a crossword. So it's 4 digits long. So let's do bell. So I've got that one right. And let's see what the next one is going to be. Fewer. That's going to be less. And so forth. Something that, you know, of course, this is for a child, so it's going to be fairly easy. Now let's go on to a trivia game. So geography. So you get 2 chances and we have to input the correct answer. In what country is the Great Wall? That's easy. That's China. Okay, so now on to another activity. This is letter drop. There's lots I'm going to do that's built into the machine before we have a look at one of those cartridges. So enter the letter in its correct place. So it's got U and then a space MMMY. So this is going to be mummy, I'm assuming. So do I move it in? There we go. It's a bit patronising. Yes, very good. Well done. Well, that's already in the correct place. So what I'm going to do is move on to one of the cartridges. So we'll go on to the Fantasy Trivia over 1,000 questions. So it's got TV movies part 2, comic superheroes and literature. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the machine and see if it works. I've never used one of these cartridges. Pop this in. Oh, this is exciting. As a kid, I did always want a cartridge. Yeah, I was always curious about the cartridge stuff. Okay, just need a bit of force. Okay, so it's detected the cartridge by itself. So input the correct answer. Captain something was Jenny's master. No, I dream of Jenny. I have no idea. Oh, Captain Nelson. I would never have got that. Name some Mother on Bewitched. I have no idea. I cannot remember Bewitched to save my life, so I'm just gonna say Isabel. No. Okay. Emily. I haven't seen Bewitched since the 90s, so I cannot remember. Never have remembered that. Okay, so Famous Things and Places is the next cartridge for both the Pre-Computer 1000 and 2000. So this is copyright 92, so maybe I had this when I was younger than 93, 94. I'm sure it was pretty new out at the time. Right, got that in place. Even though this says 93 rather than 92 as on the cartridge, so who knows? Let's have a look. So is Yogi Bear smarter than in his own opinion? Who is Yogi Bear smarter than his own opinion? I can't remember the name of the ranger. I'm going to just put in ranger. I'm sure as a kid I would have probably got this. Oh, the average bear. Oh, I thought it was the park ranger. Okay, how many states does the Pacific Ocean touch? I'm assuming by states it means US states. So there's Alaska, Oregon, California. Does Washington touch the Pacific? I don't know if it does. I'm going to go with 3. Okay, it must be 4 then. Maybe not. Oh, of course Hawaii would count, so it would be 5. Forgot about Hawaii. I do apologise for anyone from Hawaii. How many seconds are there in one day? That's a bit of a complicated question to ask a kid. I don't know. I'm going to use a calculator to work that one out. Okay, so apparently there is 86,400. It's a well-built machine, and the fact that this computer is coming up for, well, it's coming up for 30 years old. In a couple of years, so another 4 years, it's 25 years old or so now. It's still going, still works mostly. Anyway, I think it's a testament to the build quality, and the fact that VTECH is still going, I think is just a good sign.